Dear friends, first of all, good morning to all. Today we are going to learn the first topic of geography of Maharashtra. In the previous lecture, we have take a overview on the syllabus of geography of Maharashtra, and as you know, there are four topics in the first part of this paper. So today we are going to take a overview, and we are going to learn the first topic, that is the introduction to geography of Maharashtra. We have to cover location, extent and geographical position in this topic, and we have to learn introduction to Maharashtra, particularly location and extent of Maharashtra. Uh, and second point is geology, historical and political background, administrative divisions of Maharashtra. Let us see which are the states in India. As you know that there are 28 states in India and 8 territorial lands in India. As we know that there are 28 states, which are those we have to see. First state is Andhra Pradesh, and you are viewing here that capital of Andhra Pradesh is Amravati. So next is Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Orissa, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Telangana, Tripura, Uttaranchal, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. These are the 28 states. And which are the union territories? These are here. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the capital of the same is Port Blair. Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Delhi, Lakshadweep, Pondicherry, and recently the Ladakh is formed as a union territories. So first of all, see what is where is the exact location of Maharashtra in India. As you know, the name itself indicating Maharashtra. In Marathi, Maharashtra means major. Major in the sense, major in the aspect of language, in the aspect of culture, in the aspect of agriculture, in the aspect of politics, and in the aspect of social even. So Maharashtra name itself indicating which is major state, and it is located towards the toward the western part of India, and particularly the western central part of the India. This is yellow color region is located over here, that is Maharashtra. So if we focus light on the extent of Maharashtra, then we come to know what is the latitudinal and the longitudinal extension of Maharashtra. The latitudinal extension is 15 degree 48 minutes north to 22 degree 6 minutes north. So on an average there are 7 latitudes covered by Maharashtra. Longitudinal extension is 72 degree and 36 minutes east to 80 degree 54 minutes east. On an average, there is a 8 longitudes covered by Maharashtra. If we consider the size of the Maharashtra, then we come to know 9.37% of total geographical area of India is covered by Maharashtra. So it is the third largest state after Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Rajasthan ranks first, while as Madhya Pradesh ranks second, and our state, that is Maharashtra, ranks third in the India. Length of the Maharashtra north south length is 700 kilometer, while as east west length is 850 kilometer. So east west length is more than the north south length, and we have a sorry, here by mistake there is 72, but we have a coastline of 720 kilometer. Shape is triangular in shape. Area covered by Maharashtra is 3,07,762 square kilometer. So this is all about the location and the area of the Maharashtra. If we put the latitudes and longitudes on the graph or on the map of the Maharashtra, then it looks like this. So this is the latitudinal and longitudinal extension of Maharashtra, and here is the north direction of Maharashtra. So what is the geographical position acquired by the Maharashtra? State of Maharashtra is located towards western side of Maharashtra. It is located center to the west. Neighboring states are Gujarat to the northwest, Madhya Pradesh to the north, Chhattisgarh to the east, Telangana to the southeast, Karnataka to south, and Goa to the southwest. Maharashtra is the third largest state by area in India, as we have already explained. What is the exactly geology of Maharashtra? If we take an overview on the geology or the formation of the rocks in Maharashtra, then we realize that there are various changes occurred in the geology of Maharashtra right from the ancient period to the date. So first and most important thing is that Maharashtra is located on Deccan Trap. Deccan Trap is covered by Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and there is repetition of Karnataka. Deccan Trap is mostly formed by the basalt type of rocks, which is the subtype of igneous rock. The formation of rock is classified into the following groups. Whatever the Maharashtra possesses the rock types, that is their formation is classified into the following groups. Pre-Trappean rocks. Nagpur, Bhandara, Chandrapur, and Gadchiroli, Sindhudurg, Ratnagiri district covers pre-Trappean rocks. Means whenever the Deccan Trap was formed, before that there is a formation of rocks that is called as pre-Trappean rocks, covered by these districts. Deccan Trap basalt rocks. It covers nearly 2/3 part of the Maharashtra. Means the Deccan Trap, as I have already told you, that Deccan Trap covers most of the part, and most of the rocks are formed on the Deccan Trap, that is of the igneous, and that is particularly basalt. It covers nearly two-third part. It varies from few meter to in the east near Nagpur to 2000 meter at Mumbai. Means its depth of rocks has varied from few meter to the 1000 meter. Somewhere there are dikes even in the Maharashtra. It has numerous dikes. They follow east-west orientation, particularly Tapi and Narmada basin. They are mostly found in Nandurbar district. In coastal area, they are oriented north to south direction. Alluvial formation means wherever there is a deposition of the mud, deposition of the river work, that by that process or by that work, alluvial formation is occurred. It includes alluvial and colluvial deposits. These are found in Tapi, Purna, Godavari, Bhima, Krishna, Painganga, and Wainganga river. There are two types of alluvial formation. One is older alluvium and second is younger alluvium. First one is older alluvium. Tapi basin, which have a depth of 20 meter depth. Yaval area of Jalgaon district have older alluvium, and we can see the remnants of the older alluvium over there, particularly in the Yaval area of Jalgaon district. And younger alluvium means recently formed or recently deposited, and then it is formed that type of rocks. It includes floodplains in riverbed, sandbars, bars, levees, mud flats, terraces, meandering point bars, pool cleft deposits, particularly Godavari, Upper Bhima, Chandanpuri, Bori, etc. So what is the historical background of the Maharashtra we have to see? Symptoms of human settlements of the Stone and Bronze Age means we focus the light on the history of Maharashtra. We realize that it has a huge history. It has a too much earlier history, so that there are various symptoms we can see in the various parts of Maharashtra. As I have already told you that there is a symptoms of human settlements of the Stone and Bronze Age even. Pravara, Godavari, Bhima, Khod, Mula, Mutha, Tapi, and Purna are there, which shows the remnants of the human settlements in these basins. Kings of Satwan family ruled the area for 235 BC to 25 AD. Longer period they have ruled over this region, and that's why they were the work done by the Satwan family is also available parts of Maharashtra. Chalukya Rashtrakoot Yadav of Devgiri ruled about 11 centuries. This is even a huge period by which we come to know that history of Maharashtra is too much long back. After that, in the medieval period, King Shivaji established welfare state in Maharashtra and surrounding, means nearby Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. There is a state or there is an area which is conquered by the great King Shivaji, and he formed a welfare state in Maharashtra. After great King Shivaji, Peshwas ruled over Maharashtra for 150 years. After that, Britishers ruled on India and seems to Maharashtra for 150 years. As you know that Britishers ruled over India for 150 years. So obviously Maharashtra is also ruled by them for the 150 years. After independence on 1st of May 1960, separated two states, Gujarat and Maharashtra, and that's why we are celebrating 1st of May as a Maharashtra Day every year. Now Maharashtra is developed in cultural and social aspects. So this is all about the history of Maharashtra, historical background of Maharashtra. So what is the political background of Maharashtra we have to see. Maharashtra has attained progress out of 5 years plans. As we know that after independence, India has started the 5-year plans for the development, and Maharashtra attained out of 5 years plan. This state has achieved huge political performance because there are 48 parliament members out of 548. From great King Shivaji to till date, there is efforts to got Delhi. Even many kings were take the efforts to conquer the Delhi, but although they are not able to get the same, but they took the efforts. Congress, Nationalist Congress Party, Bharatiya Janata Party, Shiv Sena are the national parties ruling over Maharashtra since independence. And many regional parties are also there which have influence on politics Maharashtra, particularly Anse and parties. Other regional parties are also there. Many stalwarts such as Yashwantrao Chavan, Vasantdada Patil, Vasantrao Naik and Shankarrao Chavan worked as a politician in Maharashtra. And as you know that, particularly after independence, Sharadrao Pawar and Balasaheb Thackeray ruled over Maharashtra for 40 years. Now today also there is an impact of politics of Sharadrao Pawar on the Maharashtra. So this state have a huge political background. Thank you very much.